So England have only gone and made it to the World Cup semi-finals. So naturally, my ADHD brain decided I needed to make not one, but 2 football-themed resin skulls. So I've got no idea if this is going to be brilliant or a complete disaster, but let's find out. Right, for my first skull I wanted something that screamed England, and what better place to start than with a St George's cross. To make this, I'm using my 3D printing pen. Now this is actually my second pen. The first one was, well, let's just say it spent more time annoying me than helping me. So this one was a little bit more expensive, but it's so much better. You can adjust the speed, it's much smoother, and actually does what it's supposed to. So I've marked out the size that I need onto a piece of baking parchment, and I'm simply filling it in line by line. As I go, each strand melts into the previous one, which creates one solid piece rather than separate strings. Now the longer section measures 8 cm by 1 cm, and once that's finished I repeat exactly the same process for a shorter 5 cm section. As you can see, I have sped this bit up for you because this did take a while. So when it came to putting them together, my original plan was to mount a little filament onto one piece and stick them together, but that didn't work in the slightest. So on to plan B. Instead, I lined them up where I wanted them and basically welded the 2 pieces together with the pen. Sometimes plan B ends up being the better option anyway. Hi, I'm Tony from Georgie's Gorgeous Gifts, where I turn slightly chaotic ideas into hopefully gorgeous creations, although today that remains to be seen. So back to the skulls. For this project I'm using the Degassing high gloss resin, and because of the effects I want to create I need this to be crystal clear, so I'm adding it into my debubbler first. So once I'd made sure that the red cross was all tidied up and still flexible, I'm adding a little drop of resin into the bottom of the mould. Then it was time to position the cross. This part definitely took a little bit of patience because the cross is slightly flexible, but it kept wanting to move around, so it took a little bit of gentle persuading before I finally got it sitting exactly where I wanted it. So now on to skull number 2. So I knew I wanted it to be football themed, but I didn't have any football embellishments. Then I spotted this silicone mat with all these tiny hexagons, and that got me thinking, why not make my own footballs? So I've mixed in a little black pigment paste into some resin, and I'm scraping it into loads of these tiny hexagons in the mat. The trick here is to make sure that you scrape all the excess back off the surface, otherwise they're all cure as one giant blob, and that's definitely not what we're aiming for. Now for the footballs themselves, I'm using something I already had, a bag of glass marbles. But my first job was giving them a quick scuff with some 800 grit sandpaper. I'm not trying to remove any material here, I'm just giving the paint something to grip onto. Once they were all fully sanded, I'm giving them a squirt with isopropyl alcohol and wiping each one down with a cloth just to remove any dust, grease or fingerprints before I paint them. Now in order to get an even coat, I'm simply pouring the marbles into this pot. And I'm adding plenty of white acrylic paint. I then grab my silicone tool to make sure that the majority of these marbles are all fully coated. I couldn't leave them like this because it would take ages for them to dry, so instead I transfer them into a separate pot just while I clean this big pot out again. After popping them back into the pot, I'm touching any thin patches up with a brush before leaving them to fully dry. And after giving the footballs a second coat of paint, the little hexagons were ready to come out of this mat. And hopefully all these separate pieces are about to start to look like tiny footballs. So while the paint was still slightly damp, I added some of these hexagons just to see if they'd stick. By that point, the first layer had reached that perfect semi-cured stage, so I can start building the next layer. This is the layer that I want to start to create my flag with. So for the first skull, I'm adding some cured eco-casting material pieces, leaving loads of gaps between them. These pieces are surprisingly heavy, so if I'd added everything in one go, they'd simply all sink straight to the bottom, so building it up in layers is going to give me much more control. For the second skull, after pouring a thin layer of resin, I'm adding my 2 footballs. So I've only covered about 3/4 of each marble with the black hexagons, because once they're embedded in the resin, you're not going to see the backs anyway, so no point making life harder than it needs to be. Then it was time to leave that to partially cure. So with that layer ready, it was time to keep building. So along with more pieces of cured casting material, I've also got loads of old resin scrap that I've saved from previous projects. So rather than throwing them away, I put them in a bag and gave them an absolute beating with my hammer. Not only did I end up with exactly the pieces I needed, it was weirdly good for stress relief. Now this is where it all started to go a little bit wrong, because I needed to create a cavity for my fairy lights. And as you can see, my first attempt didn't exactly go to plan. I'd poured a little bit too much resin, so as soon as I'd pushed the silicone mould in, the resin started overflowing everywhere. So cue the emergency gloves, and after removing a little excess resin and repositioning the mould, everything settled down nicely. Once the resin had thickened, I added a few drops of white alcohol ink just to soften the look around the cavity and gently teased everything into place with my mixing stick. So back to score number 2, where I've added 3 more footballs. After I'd placed them where I wanted them, I'm adding a layer of resin on top, but there were still a few more gaps, so I needed to add a few more. By now I'd figured out that I needed a lot more footballs than I initially thought, and of course I'd run out of the tiny black hexagons, so I had to make another batch. So to finish the rest of the footballs off, I'm simply gluing the hexagons onto the painted marbles. I then let everything dry and adding them into the next layer of resin. Then using my stick, I'm moving them exactly where I want them. So this layer gets 4 footballs. Then into my final layer goes 5. By staggering them through the skull like this, they're going to look like they're suspended throughout the resin rather than all sitting in one place. So with both skulls fully cured, I think you all know what time it is. Demould time. So first I have to remove the silicone insert that created the cavity for the lights. And I'm really pleased with how cleanly that's come out. It's left exactly the space I was hoping for. Now unfortunately, somewhere along the way, I managed to lose the footage from the final layer of football skull. Either I forgot to press record or ADHD decided we'd already filmed it. But here's the finished football skull. So I am absolutely amazed with the clarity of this resin. There is very few bubbles. There is a little tiny mark that is transferred off the mould where I'd wiped a little bit of glitter away and clearly didn't do a very good job. But we'll be fixing that in a minute. So now it's time to demould the England skull. And at the moment it looks fairly simple, but you can already see the white inclusions, and I'm sure the look will change once we add the lights. So it almost looks as though the red filament has bled into the resin, but that's actually just the light reflecting through the clear resin, which in my opinion creates a really nice effect. So now the difficult bit is over, it's time for the finishing touches. So because England won on Saturday night, we're officially into the semi-finals, which means there's only one thing this skull can say. It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming. Football's coming home. There's an insight into my head 24/7. Anyway, so I've cut this lettering from smart vinyl using my Cricut Joy. Now if you've watched my channel before, you'll already know that weeding vinyl and me are not friends. Usually it's an absolute nightmare, but this smart vinyl really lives up to its name, and that waste layer peeled away that easily that not even I could mess it up. So I've cut the words apart, applied each one individually using transfer tape. And oh my god, I really couldn't believe how simple this was compared to normal vinyl. And alright, it might be a little bit wonky, but I'm going to call that handmade character. And when I start removing this transfer tape, you can really see how simple this is to use. It is a little bit more expensive than standard vinyl, but I have to admit, it's so worth it. So finally, it was time to add the fairy lights. So as soon as the lights go in and the room goes dark, I'm hoping that that's when this skull is going to come to life. And wow! Those lights are really showing through the clear resin and highlighting all those layers that we spent so much time building. I honestly couldn't have timed this project any better, and I think they're the perfect way to celebrate England making it all the way to the World Cup semi-finals. But after looking at them both, there were still a few things that I wanted to do. So first I needed to stop these fairy lights from falling out, so I've cut a small acrylic disc to size. I'm adding a little bit of glue on the one side and adding it to the bottom of this piece just to cover it up a little bit and make it look a bit tidier. Then to finish it off, I'm cutting some more smart vinyl on my Cricut Joy. This time I've gone for England 2026, using the same red as we did in the previous one. So just like before, this smart vinyl made this application really quick and easy. So this time I'm attaching it to the back of the skull's head, leaving that St George's cross as the star of the show. And with that, both football themed skull are finally complete. I honestly can't decide which one is my favourite. Is it the St George's cross skull or the football skull? Let me know your favourites in the comments. So all that's left is for me to leave you with some glamour pictures. I've been Tony from Georgie's Gorgeous Gifts. Stay safe, happy crafting, and bye for now.